Welcome everyone. It's Cannabis News. I'm here as Joe Klare. It's December 18th, 2019. The show, as always, is presented by the Marijuana Times. Find us at marijuanatimes.org. Click the video link there, the tab. You can find this show, a lot of great articles, social media links, and more. Keep up with the cannabis community, industry, and beyond with the Marijuana Times. marijuanatimes.org. Today we're talking about a hemp Christmas tree, ? Also, Kentucky lawmakers preparing for another attempt at recreational legalization next year, and the first couple weeks of sales in Michigan. How did they go on the adult use side? We'll talk about all that coming up. But first, of course, Cannabis News is brought to you by Natureside, nature-side.com, and their organic, all-natural pesticides grow safe and poison-free with Natureside. They're an awesome sponsor of the show. They can help you be regulatory compliant, keep you from using yucky, harmful, banned pesticides and harmful chemicals on what you are growing. Natureside, nature-side.com. Proud sponsor of Cannabis News. Thank you, Natureside, for your continued awesomeness. First story by yours truly at marijuanatimes.org. A hemp Christmas tree. That's right. I do various shows. I do a few shows. One of the shows I do with someone named E.R. Beach. He owns 4 Hemptations locations in the Cincinnati, Dayton, Southwest Ohio area. Sell, hemp products and glass and, books and clothing and CBD and all kinds of stuff. In any case, we're talking about Christmas trees. I got to thinking, hey, what about a hemp Christmas tree? Because we're talking about the obvious inefficiency of growing a tree, for several years, just to chop it down and have it up in your house for 3 weeks and then throw it in the garbage. Seems like there's a better way to be able to do that. So I asked Beach about that. He said if you're picturing a cannabis plant well trimmed with a flower angel on top, that would be a great substitute for cutting an 8-year-old tree down so you can eventually throw it in the trash. But I'm talking about a reusable tree to replace the plastic one that will eventually end up in the stomach of a sea creature. Beach told the Marijuana Times a reusable Christmas tree made from hemp composite could be grown in 6 months. It will last as long as you needed it to, and when you're done with it, it is biodegradable. He also talked about maybe plastic trees, the plastic being augmented with hemp. So industrial hemp can make many things, including composites that could replace 60% of plastic materials. So that would be something to think about as well. A more hemp plasticky type of tree, if you want something artificial, something you don't have to grow. In any case, it's something to think about in the future with the advent of hemp legalization and applications that maybe we haven't thought of before. This could be one of them. Maybe in 20 or 30 years, instead of having artificial Christmas trees or pine trees or whatever, the new tradition will be hemp trees. And if it is, well, then I'll take full credit for it. I will go back and I will find this episode and I'll say, hey, way back in 2019, I said this. I did this. You're welcome. This next story from WKYT in Kentucky. Kentucky lawmakers proposed bill to legalize marijuana and use money to fund public pensions. Kentucky lawmakers pre-filed a bill to legalize marijuana in the Commonwealth and use the revenue from the taxes to fund the state's retirement system. Representative Cluster Howard, a Democrat from Jackson, told WKYT the bill would allow adults 21 and older to use marijuana. Other states have shown that legalizing cannabis for adult use is a win-win situation for everyone involved, said Howard. It's a major revenue generator. Frees up critical jail and prison space. It helps counteract the deadly opioid epidemic. It gives farmers a major new cash crop. The longer we wait, the more we miss out on those benefits. Representative Howard's bill calls for the State Alcoholic Beverage Control Board to oversee 4 types of licensing: cultivator, processor, tester, and retailer. Each license would have to be renewed annually. Under his legislation, each county would have the chance to have at least 2 retailers selling marijuana and related products. Larger counties would be barred from having more than 1 per 2,300 people. I don't know, it sounds like a pretty arbitrary random number, but it is what it is. Retailers would only be able to sell marijuana-related products. So again, the annual attempt at recreational legalization in Kentucky to go along with the annual attempt now of medical marijuana. That's where it started now. The annual attempt at recreational legalization is kind of going side by side with that. And everybody will descend on Frankfurt next year and do it all again, as they have for the last several years. How far it'll get, we will see and continue to report on right here at Cannabis News. This last story is from MLive.com. Michigan recreational marijuana sales top 3 million in 2 weeks. While the lines are shorter and the sales slightly less, Michigan's recreational marijuana business remained brisk through its second week of existence. In 2 weeks, the handful of licensed, actively selling retail locations have tallied $3.1 million in sales, according to the state marijuana regulatory agency. During the opening week of licensed recreational marijuana activity, which was predominantly of 3 Ann Arbor businesses between December 1st and the 8th, there was $1.6 million in sales. There's 5 new recreational stores added between the 9th and the 15th, and sales were about $1.4 million as, I guess, the initial novelty wore off. And the high prices to alert people that maybe this is not a trip we're going to make again. We've done it once. We're waiting for the prices to come down now, which hopefully they will. I was going to say soon, but I mean, soon's a relative term, and the soon you're thinking it was probably not fast enough to qualify as soon. So that's why I didn't say it. The state has generated $515,000 in taxes. Nearly 1,400 of Michigan's 1,773 cities, townships, and villages are not allowing recreational marijuana businesses in their communities, which means for the time being, there'll be spotty areas and geographical areas covered by recreational marijuana shops. And if you're a Michigan consumer, you may have to travel a bit and add that to possibly prices that are more than likely higher than black market prices. And I mean, not people are going to make the trip. There's got to be more stores. There's got to be lower prices. There's got to be better variety. I've gone over this a lot. I'm not going to go through the whole spiel again, but more supply. If you want the legal marijuana industry to survive, you have to allow them to sell legal marijuana. Sounds self-explanatory, but I guess not, because I'm here explaining it. That's what I do 5 days a week on Cannabis News. Thank you to NatureSide, nature-side.com, and their organic, all-natural pesticides. Make sure you check us out on marijuanatimes.org. The article is there as well. Subscribe to us on YouTube. We're closing in on 3,000 subscribers. Click that notification bell there to be notified and when a new episode is dropped. As the kids say, audio podcasts, of course, Apple Podcasts. You can find us there, source of Marijuana Times. Thank you for watching and listening today. Keep spreading the truth about cannabis with this show. We'll see you next time right here on Cannabis News.